Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the year is 1283 and Teutonic forces together with their Livonian allies have begun massing their armies on the borders of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania as Sebastian, playing as the Teutons in red, gets ready to begin his crusade against Hera, playing as the Lithuanians in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables explore their immediate surroundings with all manner of units and livestock available to them and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Teutons are a brawler civilization designed to take a beating and still stay standing. All Teutonic barracks and stable units get free extra melee armor in Castle and Imperial. Their siege units can be upgraded to get a big +4 melee armor boost. Their towers have extra space for more units to garrison inside and fire more arrows. And by the way, same goes for their town center. Take a look at 0 out of 25 garrison space compared to the usual 15. And they do get murder holes and herbal medicine for free, so units can heal super fast in castles while they get attacked by melee units. Now those same Teutonic castles can also be upgraded to get extra range and actually fire arrows when garrisoned by infantry, which is kind of a big deal in Age of Empires since usually only villagers and archer units add extra arrows to castles. Now on the battlefield, all Teutonic units have a higher resistance to conversion, and if they're hurt, can be healed by monks from twice the distance. Man, the forests are pretty damn far in this map. We'll take a look at the map in a second. All that extra healing range is fantastic news for the Teutons, especially for their unique unit, the Teutonic Knight, a super slow but overall incredibly powerful, heavily armored infantry unit. And now to support a big, hungry Teutonic population, their farms are 40% cheaper than normal. Pivoting to the eastern side of the map, where we have Hera playing as the Lithuanians, a civilization that focuses on its heavier cavalry. Lithuanian knights, cavaliers, paladins all get a free +1 attack boost for every relic they collect, all the way up to a maximum of 4 relics, so +4 for free. This feature also applies to their unique unit, the Latest, a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor, making it one of the deadliest in the game and potentially very, very problematic for our Teuton, whose features generally include coming with extra armor. Where is the mill? For our Lithuanian, he is still 5 wood away from getting it. Now to gather the relics to get this free attack boost for their heavy cavalry as fast as possible, Lithuanian monasteries do work faster, 20% faster to be specific. And to support their armies on the battlefield, Lithuanian spearman line units and skirmishers do move faster and can be upgraded to get extra pierce armor, keeping them safe from ranged units. Now to build a robust economy to support their military endeavors out on the map, each Lithuanian town center gives you 100 food and can be harder to raid since they can be upgraded to come with +3 range, making them outrange a lot of mangonels in the game, especially in Castle Age. These are the two civilizations we have before us, while the players sit on 16 villagers apiece, both going up to 18, 19. A good time for us to take a look at their bases and see where they've spawned and see if we notice any, detect any weaknesses or strengths. It looks like Hera, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Apologies for anyone on a smaller screen, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 forests in a reverse C shape. So the rear, the north, and the south flank fairly safe for Hera, but look at this big open gap, this chasm of death in the forward position of his base. Has he seen the 2 extra geese that are up here? No, he has not. So this, for all intents and purposes, is a pretty damn open base. Primary gold, luckily for Hera, is nice and secure in the back. Primary stone a little bit exposed. Speaking of exposed, his additional gold, second and third, are also in the very forward position. And where is his last pile of stone? There it is, nice and to the back. Also, if you look at the mini-map, one thing you'll notice, very, very few relics in the immediate vicinity of our Lithuanian base. There is one down here. There's one down here. So we'll see. Hera, in my opinion, one of the, if not the best early game scouters in Age of Empires at the moment. We'll see how far he travels with this scout and how quickly he discovers these relics. The name of the game, of course, for the Lithuanians, get your butt up to Castle Age and get those relics. Take a look at the Teutonic bases. Both players are about to hit Feudal. Hera with about, what do we want to say? Yeah, about 25-second lead time over his opponent. Both of them with 0 idle time on their TCs. Very interesting. Loom for you. no loom for Hera. So having foregone loom, I was wondering why when they have the same villager count and 0 TC idle time, why Hera went ahead 25 seconds earlier than his opponent. That's because Hera skipped loom, and he is getting it right now once he hits feudal. But let's take a very quick look at our Teutonic base. There it is, the primary gold, nice and in the forward position, a little bit secure. There's a forest to the south, the forest to the northeast, and a nice hill that our Teuton can actually take, although he is walling off the northern part of his base. Has he discovered his opponent? Yeah, he knows where his opponent is. So he's choosing to create a wall off in the forward position. Primary stone nice and secure in the back. X does ultimately mark the spot there for the stone gathering, and 2 additional golds nice and safe in the back. A labyrinth of forests here means that this is potentially easy to wall off. And where is his additional stone? Okay, so it's off campus, but he doesn't really care with this X-shaped stone. He also has 4 forests, and also in the backwards C shape, which actually are quite helpful for him because the backward C seems to be pointing right at Hera's base, making his forward position much easier to wall off. So overall, a huge advantage, I would say, for our red Teuton, who now finds himself under attack by no fewer than 5 military units here from our Lithuanian. I'm not surprised by this at all. Yeah, you're even more coming in. By the way, Hera still hasn't seen these 2 geese, these 2 turkeys rather. Gobble gobble, they are safe for now. I'm not surprised that Hera is the one putting on the aggression. Like I said, as the Lithuanian, you want to get your butt up to Castle Age. You want to make sure that you have your monks out on the map earlier, or at least scouts out earlier to find the relics. First blood goes to our Teuton, who guns down one of the spearmen who came here to cause a ruckus. Not in my Teutonic neighborhood, he says. But Hera evens it up, gets a scout of his opponent. Kill count 1 apiece. And this is I mean, the stream of units out of blue is not great. I wouldn't exactly call it a tidal wave, but it is not stopping. And that is very problematic. Sebastian gets a second kill here to the south. Okay, maybe it is. No, never mind, it is not. Even more units moving forward. Hera putting on the pressure, but I mean, I say that it makes sense that he's putting on the pressure. He wants to keep his opponent from being the one. Age of Empires is very simple. Let's put it like this. You either are the aggressor or you get aggressed against. This is not a game of economics where you can have a industrial zone with your opponent and compete in a capitalistic manner where, you know, he who produces the most spears and widgets and whatever else every economist uses. I forget what the name of that. Every economics class, when we're talking about production, there's always they created some fungible product. I forget what it's called. Maybe a widget. It's like something that the economists invented just so they can use it as an example. You know, this nation produces this at this rate, and this nation produces that at that rate. Should they be trading? How much should they be trading with each other? That's not Age of Empires. Age of Empires is you either set the pace of the game or you are going to get the game pace set against you. And especially when you're playing an opponent like Hera, man, oh man, you do not want him setting the game pace. The best player in the world. And so, yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. But our Teuton is defending quite well. Kill count has evened up to 4 apiece. And dare I say, our Teuton is holding. Hera is not banking any significant amount of resources. He's getting forging. Very interesting here. Not an upgrade I expected to see out of our Lithuanian. At least not at the 15-minute mark of the game. Our Teuton going for quantity over quality. He has neither at the moment. His army supply is lower. And now as forging completes, his army quality is going to be lower as well. So these spearmen are going to pack a +1 punch. And these scouts are going to pack a +1 punch as well. Now remember, the Teutonic extra armor doesn't come into play until Castle Age. So our Teuton is very much exposed here. But he's keeping Hera running around. The blue dots are just not stopping. What is going on? Hera is trying to end this game in Feudal Age? Oh my god, he's getting forging as well as our Teuton. That's hilarious. So he notices that his opponent has a +1 attack. Says, oh, not a bad idea. You're obviously invested in some kind of Feudal Age shenanigans. Let me be able to compete with you But finally, the players have had enough of each other. There's a big engage here in the northern farming community of the Teutonic settlement. Hera absconds with his 3 scouts. 2 of them are basically dead. Holy shit. And our Teuton is held. Hera looks like he's gotten more kills, but at the end of the day, the Teuton has held. The Rootin' Teuton now, Spearman versus Spearman. And the numbers here going to our defenders. Defenders advantage, a real thing, but look at their HP. Holy shit. These guys are bruised and battered. The 2 Spearmen of Hera have more HP than the 5 Spearmen of Sebastian. Oh, let's see how this fight goes. This is amazing. This is just a perfect example of why quantity should not be the only metric used. Anything happen here? Looks like potentially a few dead bodies on those Monet lily pads as another blue Spearman penetrates here. Sebastian not garrisoning his villagers, not trying to take any shots against that Spearman. Oh my god, what a train of death. What an absolute crazy game. We're 18 minutes into the game. There's already 17 kills apiece. We've got forging. Oh man, Hera even getting scale mail armor for his infantry. Normally I would say when a player does this, there's a reason. And that reason is he probably wants to keep all the aggression on the left side of the minimap so that he can basically have his economy up and running, undisturbed, unhindered. Oh, what a beautiful place to put a market, perfectly wedged in there in that 4x4 tile area. You want to keep the aggression against your opponent here because, I mean, again, Hera, he's only 1 villager ahead. Hera is housed, though. Uh-oh, that's not good for a player who's putting the pedal to the metal and trying to have as many units pump out of his military buildings as possible. But it looks like he is housed no longer. Whether or not he built a house, I don't know. Now he's built a house for sure. Or whether or not he just lost a bunch of units of these fights. 22 kills apiece now. As I was saying before I interrupted myself, normally I would say a player doing what Hera's doing wants to keep the action all on his opponent's side of the map, which makes sense when you're playing the Lithuanians. Oh, that's so sour, a traffic jam here. How long was that villager holding that big old ingot of gold? But in this case, because Hera, I mean, he is banking the resources to go up to Castle Age now, and he will go probably after Wheelbarrow completes. Yeah, there it is. He clicks up, but he's clicking up a minute behind his opponent. So that's what's kind of confusing me here. I'm not too sure. Why wasn't he banking resources quicker? Why? I mean, he has 2 more kills than his opponent. I guess that counts for something. He is a tiny bit ahead in the score, about 5%. By the way, how many relics has he seen out on the map? Let's take a look at it. It's obviously just the 1 on the attack path. Hera has just been on a warpath from the very beginning of this game. Whether or not Sebastian wins this game, whether or not this game goes into any kind of later or middle, I mean, we're entering the middle stages of the game now as spearmen fight each other on top of the hill, as scouts try to go away so that they don't get gunned down by spearmen after killing a villager. The first economic kill of the game, by the way, at the 22-minute mark. So whether or not Sebastian survives to tell the tale here is, I mean, relevant, but not really relevant. He has done an amazing job so far defending. I mean, how many players can say they've taken literally 15 minutes of abuse from the world's best player and still standing strong? This is what I'm talking about with the Teutons being a brawler civilization. Now take a look at their spearmen. Trying to click on one. 2 armor, even though he only has scale mail, because they come with +1 for free, as do, by the way, the knights, which you can see 2+1, even though he hasn't researched a single knight armor upgrade. And now the pikemen chase back the spearmen to the center of the map, and Hera's aggression, I believe, should be over at this point. This one knight is going to join in. Bosa for our Teuton, who is now ahead 1 villager. We're getting iron casting. We're getting the pikeman upgrade for our Lithuanian. Where is his relic exploration? Hera hasn't seen any more relics than he saw maybe 10 minutes ago. Monastery is going up for him. The Ark of the Covenant being lowered into its secret compartment. But a monastery already up for our Teuton. And where is his monk? He is in the forward position. Has he seen relics? Our Teuton has shockingly seen more relics than our Lithuanian. And now he's trying to convert scout units, who in 9 seconds are going to be light cavalry with husbandry. Oh no, and iron casting. What an absolute fun game so far. I mean, I say that, it's kind of self-promotional for a caster to say, oh, what a fun game, blah, 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 blah. Pat myself on the back a little bit, but no. This has been an actual pretty fun game. We're 25 minutes in. The kill count's at 63. And now these knights are going to move in here. Oh, the wall off a little bit too slow, so they're going to get some good amount of damage here. One villager dies, but they're going to pay the price. There is no way they're going to survive to tell the tale here. Oh, you're attacking the palisade. You should be attacking the villager. Who will die first? It is the knight who dies first. That one small mistake from Sebastian where he attacked the palisade for a split second means that this villager does manage to survive with 10 whole HP. And yeah. By the way, having 8 tiles of healing range is absolutely bonkers. I've said this before with the Teutons. It is just such an incredibly powerful feature. It basically means, by the way, because I've been looking at some build orders here and there, and if you're not familiar with Morley, take a look at the Morley games. His build orders are amazing, but one of his latest build orders, which I guess could be also applied to Teutons, as, by the way, our Teuton loses another villager here, is a quick night rush. I believe out of the Persians. But I think Morley said you could use that in build order for multiple civilizations. Imagine the Teutons, because what I'm thinking in my mind is the knights can destroy a town center. You park your monk right here outside the 6 range of the town center, and then the monk with 8 range can just heal the knights as they attack the town center. Let me know what you think. Is that a viable strategy for the Teutons? You know what's not a viable strategy with the Teutons is taking 2 knights with +1/+1 and running them into a forest of pikes. 11 pikes. Where's the tiger? The jaguar. I saw him chasing those knights. They do manage to gut him down. So we're going up to 17 pikemen versus 12 pikemen. And by the way, when you have such a low friction battle of pikemen versus pikemen, I'm going to put both of them here on the screen for us. Of course, how is that possible? I pick the one pikeman that gets converted out of all the 12. That's called good luck there. I wanted to showcase what that extra armor can do. Here we go. So both of them attack. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Forget that example. I'll talk about it at the end of the game. When the bottom line is when you have units that are incredibly weak, like pikemen, fighting each other. So ignore their bonuses, which are cavalry, camel, elephant, blah, blah, blah. When the pikemen fight each other, so you have a base of a 4 attack versus a base of a 4 attack. Having 1 extra armor really, really helps. Ooh, a quick wall off by Sebastian keeps these villagers safe, but not against the whole bunch of knights who gun that house down. Ooh, but these knights have to get the hell out of here. Shockingly, it's Sebastian who loses a knight? I thought for sure Hera would have lost 1 or more. Let's take a look at their HP. Not great. Oh, okay, so here the 2 super weak ones are here. But to finish my train of thought, which is a long, rambling train down the railway of confusion and chaos here. When you have a unit that attacks on a 6 versus a unit that attacks on a 6 with such low HP, such low armor, such low attack, having a +1 armor boost can basically make your unit maybe 33% more efficient, a third more efficient, 50% more efficient, which is absolutely crazy. Now, +1 armor when you get into the stronger units like the knights, like the, I don't know if we're going to see Lechai or paladins or Teutonic knights. When you have those kinds of units, extra 1 armor is nice, but it's not a game changer. But when you have pikemen versus pikemen, man, does that come into play a lot more. Anyway, point made, point over. Let's watch the knights chase here. Does Hera have husbandry? Yes, he does. Never mind, we saw that like 10 minutes ago. The Teutons lack husbandry, which means their knights might be brawlers, but they are slow brawlers. They're that guy in the movie that kind of hunches his back forward, gets his 2 arms up in front of his face, and just very, very slowly advance towards you. You know you don't want to come into the radius of their big swinging arms, but they are not the Muhammad Ali bopping and diving and, what does it, float like a butterfly? Yeah, the Teutons definitely do not float like butterflies, but they do sting like a sledgehammer. Some pikemen engage with some knights. Not too sure the knights want to take this, although now that there's 5 on 2, definitely want to take this fight. Now, in the middle of all this, Hera, take a look at the bottom right of your screen. He's gotten 4 relics. Okay. So these knights that I just highlighted should come with a +6 attack. 16 attack right now is absolutely insane. But look at that. Sebastian doesn't care. He's 2 minutes away from Imperial. A very, very nice middle of the road castle on a hill. King of the hill, by the way. Okay, maybe Treb's over here, unless they're, the range isn't big enough for a Treb. Defends his primary gold. Defends his settlement entry point. There's another town center. So Sebastian is settling in comfortably into the later stages of the game. Hera still needs 900 food before he can even think about clicking up to Castle Age. Imperial Age, not Castle Age. Like Hav are going to discover this, but they're also going to discover a patrol of pikemen and immediately go another route. 4 town centers for Lithuanians. So a good time for us to take a look at the bases. The players seem to have finally, after 35 minutes, disengaged from one another. Right as I say that, of course, the pikemen catch up to the cavalry units. Teutonic Knights! We're seeing Teutonic Knights. Why the hell not? Your opponent has made an army that is primarily weak as paper mache pikemen. Why wouldn't you go Teutonic Knights? That is absolutely amazing. I mean, this game has it all so far. Our Lithuanian has all 5 relics. How did he go from seeing no relics to getting all 5? That's what I'm talking about. Hera being one of the best scouting players in the game. His knights engage into this town center now. Again, they're attacking on a 16, a freaking 16 in Castle Age. I mean, I guess for him, Castle Age. Oh, no, but wait a second. These are going to be halberdiers in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and now your attack means jack shit. You have to get the hell out of here. All of a sudden, the knights just melt to this +32 attack bonus against them. Did Hera just convert 3 Teutonic Knights? Yes, he did with his 3 monks. I mean, the monks ultimately die. All 3 of them, but I guess there are 4 of them, but are these units not supposed to be invincible to conversion? How the hell did Hera convert 3 Teutonic Knights? And now he's using those Teutonic Knights against his opponent. What's their HP like? Okay, they're down to half their HP. That was incredibly lucky random number generation. Hera really needs to go to Vegas and start playing the pokies here. Let's take a look at the upgrades on them. +2. I mean, look at that armor. Hera's got a castle of his own. Are there any Lechai inside? There's 2. He's training 4 more. He's got to get those numbers up. And this is what I'm talking about. All the armor in the world. All that 9 melee armor. I mean, I'm looking at a Lithuanian one, but... and the glorified pikemen get trapped in here. But, I mean, it's not a bad trap. You've got 30 of them. Those Teutonic Knights are going to absolutely destroy them. Oh, Hera tries to Viper his opponent in. Does not succeed, and the opponent snakes his way out. More Teutonic Knights, more halberdiers. He's getting blast furnace. I love it. Hera is a minute away from Imperial. He is not revealing his Lechai. They are still hidden in the castle. Another town center for our Teuton. He's down 4 villagers. How is he down 4 villagers? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 town centers. I mean, the Lithuanian crusade is in full swing, but not exactly a Sicilian civilization here that you need 7 town centers for a first crusade. Converted pantaloons go from red to blue and immediately pay the price. Okay, this town center is definitely going down, leaving Hera with no fewer than 1, 2, 3 only. Very defensive anchor castle to the back of his base. What is he expecting out of his opponent? His opponent is not exactly a raiding civilization. I mean, the longevity on these Teutonic Knights is ridiculous. But they finally get gunned down. The Lechai reveal themselves. There go. There's an exposed Treb. There's an exposed Treb. He goes after the hand cannoneer. Okay. He goes after the hand cannoneer, ignores the Treb. Our Teuton is pushing in. There is literally nothing here that can stop him. Look at this absolute, I want to say meat shield for our Teuton, but it's not a meat shield if your entire army is meat. He's got 51 halberdiers. Okay, watch this Teutonic Knight melt. Or maybe not. No, oh, what other unit in the game could do that? Except maybe Woot's Steel. Yeah, you got to diversify your lumberjacking here. This is a very clumped up group of lumberjacks. But what do you do here as the Lithuanian? You are a cavalry civilization. I guess you, maybe some archery ranges? Maybe, yeah, he's already going up to 7 archery ranges. Add a few skirmishers, and he lost control of his relics. Ruh-roh, says Scooby-Doo, as these heavy cavalry units now attack on only a +2, but our Teuton is out of position. He's gonna lose a treb. Will he lose a second? Oh no, Hera, a bit of mismicroed military aggression there. He's got to get these relics, does our Teuton. You have to deny. There's already a monk very slowly making his way forward. Elite skirmisher padded archer armor is en route. Another town center for our Teuton. You'd think he's the Britons or the Bulgarians with their discounts on town centers, and he's going cavalier. This game, which is already exciting, with this absolute meat shield from our, again, tell me, is it a meat shield if it makes up the entirety of your army, or is it just your army? I don't think I've seen a player just go 50 plus halberdiers endlessly. Now remember, we are in Imperial, so these halberdiers come with 2 free melee armor, giving them 5 melee armor when fully upgraded, compared to the usual where, oh, he doesn't even have an infantry unit for me to click on. Why is our Teuton going home? Oh, the bombard cannon scared him away. Okay, that's a good response here. Skirmishers and bombard cannon are definitely going to be able to zone out this slower moving, plodding Teutonic army. But there's another castle. He's securing the neutral gold here. And cannoneers take on skirmishers. Oh, never mind. They gunned down the BBC, but they're paying the price. 3 of them lie dead on the dance floor. Another halberdier joins them. And now the Lechai are here to... This is the last unit you want raiding you. And now they're elite. Oh, so Hera, it looks like he's reclaimed 2 relics. You can tell because the Lechai are at a +4 attack. So they should be able to gun down villagers in the blink of a freaking eye. Although, okay. Did he really do that much damage? This guy's just kind of hanging out, saying, do I really want to kill these villagers? Do I really want to kill the villagers? Paladin! Paladin is on the way. Our Teuton, no wonder he's gone up to about 1 billion town centers. He is planning a Paladin surprise. I mean, we'll see if he's planning anything. Right now, his villager count is getting decimated. He's down 32 villagers. We'll keep an eye on all of those Lechai. It looks like the one to the north has finally started attacking, realizing that, hey, there can be no peace with the Teutons. The Teutons must be crushed. As the Teuton lays siege to this high ground castle. Now, should the Trebs have been here, or should they have been here? At least making it even. Yeah, because now it looks like he's only taking about just over 300 damage to the castle. Just, yeah, about 320, which tells me that those Trebs are on the low ground. The bombardment begins. Let's take a look at these. 5 kills, all 5 economic, 16 kills, only 1 economic. Okay, so our Teuton has defended the northern reaches of his realm. Now the meat shield for the Lithuanian shows up just to protect those bombard cannons. But we've got 13 paladins. Man, I wish I could see Hera's reaction when paladins pop out. He's got 0 vision of his opponent's army, or even idea. Does he have an idea that all those stables are there? Oh, 1,200 resources down the toilet as those 3 Trebs get gunned down, and we are getting tower shields as well. So these Lithuanian, sorry, my throat got dry there for a second. In the winter time, it's really annoying when you turn on your heater and your throat just dries out, because then you need a humidifier, and I really don't like winter. By the way, let's see if Hera, I mean, he's seen the stables. He's at least seen that one. He has no idea that there's a whole bunch of stables here with paladins just hanging out, fully upgraded with 7 melee armor. Our Lithuanian does have 16 Lechai, but he is going for archer upgrades at the moment for his skirmishers. He is going to get caught out by these pikemen, these halberdiers, and he is going to get gunned down immediately. A wall-off happening here. Our Teuton does not want these cavalry units penetrating anywhere inside his base. Now Hera sees it. He sees the paladins in the corner. What is he going to do? Let's take a look at his production tab. Right now, nothing is going on. He is building barracks. He's transitioning. He's slowing down the pace of the game. He wants more halberdiers, but Hera's army supply is not at all prepared for what is about to slap it in the face. He is getting the Halberdier upgrade. He is still 15 seconds away. The slow-moving molasses Teutonic Knights are headed straight for the Treb, and now this entire army is going to disappear. Hera has no choice. He knows he's going to lose this entire army, so he sends it forward. He says, if I'm going to go to hell, I'm going to take as many Trebs as I can with me. But the Paladins just absolutely wreck this entire... I mean, this might as well be a mangonel shot. And the entire army of our Lithuanian has melted. He's got 7 army supply to 74. He's down 65 army count. This transition to Paladins, look how slow they move. It's ridiculous. Has caught our Lithuanian completely unawares. Gunned down in the prime of his life. That one Halberdier tried to do something. And by the way, fully upgraded scouts now. Remember, Teutons don't get light cav. They don't get hussars. This is as good as it gets for our Teuton, but it's not bad if you take a look at the stats. A 9 attack, 5 armor, and 6 pierce armor. Who's gonna get there first? Our Teuton is stuck. And there's a whole bunch of Halberdiers. Brilliant move there out of our Lithuanian, who now tries to corral these Teutonic Paladins. But there are not enough Halberdiers. He's gonna have to stop building his own structures if he wants these Halberdiers to get in, and he does exactly that. We'll keep an eye out on that as more and more infantry units. And now there's a castle that gets discovered. Oh my god, action everywhere on the map all of a sudden. Our Lithuanian is struggling. He's adding in hand cannoneers. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. How many barracks does he have? I'm gonna zoom out. 10 barracks. And he's training 0 halberdiers out of those 10 barracks. He spent all of his wood getting those barracks up, and then no wood left for the actual halberdiers. Looks like he was adding skirmishers for a second, then decided to cancel. He's added 2 militias. This is how you know the player is frazzled. They are adding 2 militiamen. Where, oh, where are you? There you are with your billy club. I don't know what you think you're going to do with your massive 6 attack. And the Teuton is back with even more Trebs, but the castle on the high ground will take a pounding. Let's see this engage. Lechai have to do what? Are they going to back away? Oh my god! In the middle of all of this, our Teuton is thieving the gold of our Lithuanian. Our Lithuanian is vying for position here. He probably wants to go up, left, and down with these Lechai, but the Paladin's body block. Let's see what happens here. An absolute jumble, an absolute chaotic mess of death. 1 Treb down, a second should fall. Oh my god. That was disgusting. He does not get the Treb. I don't even think there were villagers repairing it. They're busy mining gold. Hera brings his own villager now, says, I don't like the idea of you getting my gold, so I'm just going to take my gold first. And our Lithuanian army, where is it? What is it made out of? Archer units, basic bitch archer units, and militia. Hera has been hit so hard. He thinks he's in the Feudal Age. Oh my goodness, he does still have 2 Lechai, 10 skirmishers, 10 hand cannoneers, and he is going up to 26 halberdiers. So Hera is in real bad emergency shape. The archers, I really want to click on them so bad. There they are. Look at them moving forward with their plus. When's the last time we saw an archer in Imperial Age at the hour mark of the game with an 8 attack? Another one moves slowly to the battlefield. Hera is just throwing whatever the hell he can at this Teutonic army. And he's pushed it back for now, but what do you do against 25 paladins? What's their HP like? Their HP is pretty freaking good at 2800. Your own spearmen can't engage into your opponent's spearmen because there's hand cannoneers here. And the extra armor goes to our Teuton, but the movement speed here going to our Lithuanian. Remember, these guys do move 10% faster. Now, all of those, the extra +2 pierce armor is not going to play any role here. This is a good engagement for Hera. He's not going to win it, but at least he's going to winnow down the count of paladins in the forward position. There were 25, now there's 15. That was not a bad trade at all, and now he pulls Sebastian into the ambit of the castle as his castle to the south is being attacked, besieged. And our Teuton's basically going to be as annoying as possible. If I had to guess, he's going to send clumps of paladins everywhere he possibly can. The latest trying to get that Treb failed miserably. Castle to the south under attack. Ooh, these guys should have noticed that there's a bombard ball headed their way. Okay, one does notice, immediately peels off the rest, and will get that BBC. That is a sour loss for Hera as his center gets pushed into, but defended. Where's the Treb? Why is it going all the way back home? This is not the moment you want to stop the aggression. This is the moment you want to put the pedal to the metal. All the paladins ultimately pay the price, with the exception of 2 to the back here with 1 kill, 0 of that being villagers. Looks like the Treb is finally back. This is like it was like a gap year for the Treb. It took a year off before university to travel the forested plains of Arabia. Now it is back, wiser, perhaps a little bit more experience. Wink, wink, if you know what I mean. Hera's castle to the south has been destroyed. His infrastructure is wide open here. Teutonic Knights, sensing that this is their moment to shine, push in as, oh, good move here by Sebastian, occupying the enemy halberdiers with his own halberdiers, leaving these Teutonic Knights to run an absolute amok. More villagers moving forward. Hera's resources are non-existent. He, a second ago, had 1 lumber, 1 piece of wood. Teutonic Knights retreat. I would love to see, where is his monk? Why is his monk all the way here? I would love to see a monk coming forward with this and healing. Army count 82 to 42. Our Lithuanian is not out of it, but things look really bad. Any other player, I should say most other players, I would probably have said GG 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes ago. But with Hera at the wheel of this Lithuanian truck, I don't know about that. We'll see if he can make a comeback. He is pushing into these paladins heavy. He does have a good substantial count of hand cannoneers, 12 of them. Should be able to zone out the opponent's halberdiers, but actually maybe not. There's 39 halberdiers here, and our Teuton is going elite skirmisher. Treb, unpacked in the middle of freaking nowhere, will get gunned down, maybe? No, those castles, do they have crenellations? Of course they do. 13 range castles are defending that trebuchet as our, oh man, as our Teuton gathers his army yet again to the south, and he is going through this infrastructure like I go through a Domino's pepperoni pizza, quickly and with no regrets, knowing that I will pay the price later for it. Halberdiers, okay, trying their best to get some infrastructure here, but with the skirmishers, this is not really a threat at all. What is a threat is this. But Sebastian, now is not the moment. Now is not the moment to stop. You are at 200 population. You see the score. Your opponent is down 20% in the score. He's building a counter castle after destroying the castle that was here, and all of a sudden Hera's getting shooed away to the north. But he's got a protected good amount of farmland here, although, wait a second. Teutonic trash is making its way forward. Man, oh man, there is just chaos erupting everywhere. The Trebs are trying to get the bombard. Let's see if they do. Yeah, of course they do. Wow, not a Warwolf Britain Treb, but it still gets the job done. And now we've got, oh, look at them in a nice little serpentine shape here. Yeah, I mean, this should have happened about 10 minutes ago for Sebastian. This is Sebastian respecting his opponent to a great degree, because, I mean, if you're playing against Hera, against anyone else, I'm assuming Sebastian would have probably pushed in a long time ago, but against Hera, I mean, not specifically Hera, any of these amazing players, they do respect each other a lot, so they are a little bit more cautious, I believe, when they do play against each other, especially, I guess, now look at the Paladin's HP. It's down to half. He's not really training anymore. There's 3 somewhere else out on the map, maybe here in the center. No, oh, right, they're all down south here. And their HP is also at half. 7 kills, 6 economic, but what an absolute 64.5 minutes of mayhem from the very first push of our Lithuanian, trying to keep his opponent as distracted on his side of the map as much as possible. Sebastian just plows through it, possibly with the cheaper Teutonic farms. Let me know what you think, because he hit castle very much ahead of his opponent. And speaking of very much ahead of his opponent, he hit Imperial light years ahead of his opponent. What the hell is attacking his castle? I'm just gonna go like this. What is attacking this castle? Oh, the town center. That's hilarious. The town center is attacking a castle uphill. Okay. All I have to say to this town center is good luck, even with your 9 attack. Good luck with that. But our Teuton holds the line against an insane 20 to 25 minutes of early game feudal aggression, early castle aggression, and again just builds a meat shield of 50 plus pikemen / halberdiers, gets his ass up to Imperial Age, and then just with the surprise paladin. I mean, Hera discovered it pretty quickly. Had he not discovered it, maybe the game would have been over a lot sooner. But wow, let's take a look at the numbers, because the kill count is spectacular. Our Teuton has killed 507 units to the 422. He's killed about 100 villagers more than his opponent. Big surprise, you're raiding with a paladin. And FYI, Teutonic paladins come fully upgraded except for husbandry. So attack, defense, HP, all of it is incredibly powerful. Sebastian PKPM right in the earlier stages when Hera was aggressing against him. Hera about 25 minutes ago, PKPM for him. Both players, no surprise there with the pikemen. Economies, I can't see them being too different. Oh, they would have been very different if Hera didn't get all 5 relics. By the way, did he end the game with all 5 relics? Yes, he did. So a missed opportunity there by Sebastian when the relics, where were they? Somewhere here? To teef at least 2 of them to deny your opponent that extra attack, but it didn't really matter. Our Teuton was just gobbling up the resources all over the place. He is just everywhere. Look at the minimap. Hera's been knocked down to the eastern portion of the entire battlefield, and he is down about 10% in economy. He is ahead in wood and in stone, although stone with, what is that, about 100 extra stone, nothing to write home about. A lot more gold for our Teuton, even with the 4,400 relic gold. He mined 7,500 more gold than his opponent, and he also got about 7,000 more food, which these two explain the paladins very much. Conversions, 5 out of 417 is 1%, 3 out of 400 is less than 1%. But what an absolute epic game out of Sebastian. Hera, like I said, tried to aggress as much as he possibly could. He crashed into that base. He got the first villager kill. He did whatever he possibly could. He used his Lechai, his knights, anything at his disposal. But ultimately, this, again, just, I don't want to call it a meat shield, because a shield is a shield for something. When your entire army is just meat, then that's all it is. The Teutonic meat was just too much for our Lithuanian, and the Duchy of Lithuania falls. The Lithuanian crusade ends, and Lithuania is brought into the political and economic and military sphere and control of the Teutonic Knights, with the omnipresent castles with their, I mean, look at the range on these things. Ridiculous. And the mini-map is just all Teuton everywhere. Military infrastructure in the center, military infrastructure to the south. Hera just pushed back. And even though he's got still 3 castles up, and one of them looks well placed here on the hill, but I mean, what is this defending? A few archery ranges. His resources are lackluster. Sebastian ends the game with 1,000 gold, 1,700 food. This is a lot of paladins that he can train using that. And with that, I think paladin surprise is like a Kinder Egg. You know, you opened up your little Kinder Egg, which I think is illegal in the US. I think you can't buy Kinder Eggs in America, which is one of the hilarious things. No ketchup chips and no Kinder Eggs. But it is with that Kinder Egg surprise called the Paladin that our Teuton just takes this absolutely bloody mayhem-filled game. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.